Haiti did not build America, but we damn sure made America great. We helped expand, develop, and increase the size of America. I got receipts. Starting from 1779, October 1779, in Savannah, Georgia, which is called the Siege of Savannah, where there were over 600 Haitians that fought in Georgia, the state that I'm in right now, to help America gain its independence against Britain. Freed Haitians. Chasseurs Volontaires Saint Domingue, which means the free soldiers of Saint Domingue who came and helped, and they were placed on the front line. As usual, black soldiers, that's how black soldiers, usually use. We use as sacrificial lambs for the white man's agendas. And we fought alongside African Americans as well. However, those Haitians were the largest minority group at that battle. Moving forward, 1803, under Thomas Jefferson, another racist president, who said everyone is equal. Really. But he had over 600 slaves, and while he was molesting and raping the black girls on his plantations, he's saying over there that everyone's born equal. Think about that. But back to Louisiana Purchase. We Haitians, because we fought and debunked and destroyed and eliminated, the first to do it, the white man's theory that black people were inferior and that they were superior, because we beat their superior leader, Napoleon Bonaparte of France. We whooped France, Britain, Spain, and even though America helped funded these white supremacists to defeat the Haitians who were fighting for the freedom of all enslaved people, no matter what color you were, Haitians did that. Mind you, the Louisiana Purchase was like a $15 million real estate deal. To this day, it's the largest real estate deal in American history, where about 12 to 13 states, Louisiana, parts of Texas, Wyoming, Colorado, and several other states wouldn't even be American territories. They'll be belonging to France, but France had to sell those territories because we whooped them and we broke France. They hated us ever since then. And the campaign of hate towards Haitians started there. They started to ridicule, mass campaigns in the media. Back then they didn't really have newspapers, but it was word of mouth. People were talking, there were pamphlets. All these negative things about the Africans, those French-speaking niggas in the island. We terrified white supremacy because we stood in the paint. We didn't capitulate. We didn't beg for our freedom. We didn't ask for our freedom. We went and took our freedom and freed thousands of your ancestors, African Americans, ADOS, African descendants of slaves, FBA, Foundation of Black Americans, African Americans, Black and Negroes, nigger, Black people, whatever you want to call it. Our people paid General Toussaint Louverture, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, so on and so forth, paid cash money to free your ancestors who were still enslaved in the colonies of what is now called America. We did that. It was Haitians who did that. So how dare they spit in our faces? I don't care about the white man spitting in our faces. They've been doing that because we whooped them. They had to change laws, legislatures. We can even say that the Civil War was caused because of Haitians. Because of the westward expansion of America, the colonies, the 13 colonies, they wanted to expand the West, but Abraham Lincoln didn't want that. They wanted to keep slavery where it was, in the South. That didn't indemnify the North, because the North was definitely heavily involved in the slave trade as well, and racism. But in the South, the Confederate States, They wanted to keep slavery. And they wanted to push it to the West. That's why the Civil War started. So, but black people, to kick a man or woman down while they're down, to keep them down, put your knees on Haitians' necks just like they did George Floyd. And mind you, Haitian Americans protested during the George Floyd marches. I protested. I marched. I got receipts. Go to my Instagram at Courage to Believe. You'll see that. I was raised in America. I would never hate or try to match the energy of these ignorant niggas. And they're taking advantage of the uneducated African Americans, Black Americans, whatever you want to call yourselves. They're using your ignorance to push this narrative that Haitians hate America, Americans, Black Americans. No, maybe a few might say a few things, but everybody does that. You know that. Indians do it, Chinese do it. Rick Child just killed a black boy. You know what I'm saying? So you know that people always hate on African Americans. Everybody does. Everyone has some sort of negative bias against you guys. It doesn't mean all of us do, particularly Haitians. So when you guys see these videos, they never use any evidence. They never use any references, any books. They just say whatever comes to mind, whatever's going to help them get clicks. This is a war for clicks. This is how they pay their bills. And I want to say something to that brother on the African Diaspora News Network or Black News Network, whatever they call themselves. I can't remember the young man's name, but you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm going to call him out. Whenever they, except for Vicky Dillard and several other news anchors on that platform on YouTube, which I've been watching, supporting, donating for years. Well, minus the donating part, but supporting them for years. Because I don't think they even take donations. That's besides the fact. They will use Haiti and talk about how great we were in fighting for the freedom of all people, fighting for defeating white supremacy, you know, being the first independent black nation in the Western Hemisphere, the first only country to fight and gain and create their own state by breaking the shackles of slavery. They will promote us on that end when it suits them and helps them get views and clicks. But now that it's a trend because Massa Trump makes it popular to step on the necks of Haitians and talk trash about Haitians, now they're doing it. And many other black networks are doing the same thing. That is Nazi rhetoric. They will even promote ICE, who is acting like the Gestapos, the SS soldiers of Nazi Germany, going in people's houses, churches, schools, grabbing children, grabbing parents while they're working, while they're in church, while they're at home in their beds, kicking in their doors, going through the windows, throwing tear gas, shooting them, killing them in some instances. It wasn't a problem till those two white folks got killed up there in Minnesota. But now that the white man and women is getting killed in this, now it's a problem. When it was just blacks and Latinos and Hispanic folks, that was no issue. Justice Sonia Sotomayor said this recently. I fear for the democracy of America. I dissent. And what she was saying in so many words is, America is not America anymore. America used to be a place of a level of class and dignity, particularly Black America. I always loved and continue to love, listen to Louis Armstrong, Ella Fitzgerald, Lena Horne, Duke Ellington. I could go on and on and on about that. Trust me, I do this. They were very classy. It's a very classy era back then, the Black Panther era. Even on the plantations, we looked out. We had sympathy and empathy for each other. We looked out for one another. As a matter of fact, brothers and sisters on plantations, or whatever you were around the world, especially in the West, in America, the Caribbean, they were so proud and happy and motivated and inspired to fight for their freedom because of the Haitians. They knew that it was possible. We can fight for our freedom too. That's exactly what I'm saying here, ladies and gentlemen. They say make Haiti great again. Okay, cool. We can make Haiti great again. But we can only make Haiti great again if the United States will get the hell out of America. We'll get the hell out of Haiti. We'll get the hell out of Venezuela. Why would I say America? Get the hell out of America? Get that racism out your heart and out your eyes and out your mind. But they have destabilized and defranchised Venezuela as of recently and Haiti for the past couple of centuries. All of a sudden, there's an earthquake in Venezuela. If I remember correctly, back in 2010, the United States was occupying Haiti. All of a sudden, there's a big earthquake. And wow, we found gold, we found oil, billions of dollars of gold and oil and natural resources. They promote Haiti as one of the poorest countries in the world. What they're not telling you is that Haiti is one of the richest countries in the world. America has to have this propaganda that Haiti is poor so that they can extract the wealth and resources out of Haiti. Read Williams Ingrid's book on America's hegemony on extracting oil and gold. I can't remember exactly the name of the book, but I have two of his books. But he talked about the oil and capitalism. Look it up, Ingle Williams. And I can provide the name of that book in the description. I haven't read the whole book, so et cetera, et cetera. But what I have read is Dr. Abrams Wilson's book, Black Power. And also Black on Black Violence, Black Self-Annihilation in service of white domination. All of you Black folks who are spewing this racial hatred towards Black people, you forgot your history. We freed you. Well, we helped free you. You have the will to do it yourself. But physically, financially, especially financially, we sent white men in America to free you. We gave them money to free a lot of your ancestors. And if you think you can't get deported, why don't you read the history of when they deported African Americans to Liberia? And now Liberia is a failed state. And several other instances, which I'll get into in another video. But I want to get back to Venezuela. You go into Venezuela, you kidnap the president, and now the country is in shambles. Now, the country was economically on a decline, I must admit. But all of a sudden, U.S. Army occupied Venezuela. Guess what happens? A couple months later, there's a massive earthquake. Thousands of people are dead. But in Haiti, there were over 200,000 people who died. But hey, it's just Haiti, it doesn't matter. They destabilized Haiti. They assassinated our president with the help of Colombia. They changed our constitution, robbed our national bank. And that's just America by itself, not including what France did. Making Haiti pay 150 million gold francs, which took 147 years. 147 years to pay. 80% of Haiti's GDP. 80%. Gross domestic product. 80% of our money had to go into French's coffers, French banks. And then we had to take out loans from the French banks with high, extremely high, criminally high interest rates. Haiti was never set up to succeed. We were great only maybe 5-10 years in Haiti. And after that, France were like, you know what? We got to make them pay and suffer forever. Why you think every president, including President Obama, every president that steps into the White House has their feet on Haiti's neck? Every president. I go into detail more in my book, Americans and France's A 1,000-Year War Against Haiti, Assassination of a Nation. I got a lot more receipts. Go to the website, KevinDorival.com, for more information. Everything's in the bio. But I had to make this video. I forgive you, my brothers and sisters, for you have no idea what the F you are doing. Because, believe it or not, as they are deporting hardworking, proud, tax-paying, and mind you, Haitians put in billions of dollars in taxes in America every year. We own over 65,000 houses in America. You understand what I'm saying? Thousands, hundreds of thousands of Haitians are in the health industry, medical and health industry. We put in work in America. This could be very much so a land grab, just like they did in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. And there's a book called Burning Up Tulsa, 1921. I definitely recommend reading that book. Those African Americans, those hardworking African Americans, lost their homes, burnt to the ground. The insurance companies refused to give them money for their properties. They just lost it. Hundreds of homes gone, neighborhoods gone. Tulsa, Oklahoma is the first city, the first time in America, probably the only time in America, where the U.S. bombed its own civilians. But get this. As a matter of fact, the first time America really bombed civilians, way before 1945, World War II, way before then, was in Haiti. Yes, in Haiti. Between 1915 and 1934, United States occupied Haiti. As I mentioned earlier, changed the Constitution, stole the land, stole hundreds of thousands of acres. They bombed towns in Haiti. Yes, you heard me. Before 1921 in America. So Haiti was probably the practice grounds for this bombing of civilians. Who does that? That's not class. That's not elegant. That's tasteless. And just like Trump made it popular to spit in the faces of Haitians in America, saying that we eat this or that, and you know what I'm talking about. I care not to repeat it. This rhetoric of hatred, the xenophobic attitude, he possessed. Trump and Vance, his vice president, possessed or reinforced the possession, the spiritual possession, the demonic possession of America, those who were not strong enough emotionally and spiritually to take on that spirit of the slave master. No wonder why African Americans, you black Americans who want to partake in this bullshit, are talking the way you're talking. Because you are possessed and need to be having exercised. Yes, you need to have an exorcism. You are possessed with bullshit. 200, really 400 years of enslavement in America. The 1619 book, the 1619 Project, Mrs. I don't know her name, but she wrote this massive book on how black people have been enslaved in America since 1619. So those traumatic experiences, and I'm reading right now Dr. Gru's book, I'm almost finished, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. Beautiful book, wonderful book. But she's a Pan-African. She may not say it publicly, but I read her book. She empathizes with her brothers and sisters from the motherland and the Caribbean. You can tell by reading her book. And I have something to say as well regarding this possession. You can free yourselves easily. You want me to tell you how you can do it? You can free yourself by, one, showing empathy and sympathy and caring for not just Haitians, but people in general. It's called human rights. See, the white man and women for many years, decades, generations, they don't have that capability. But we do. We are a spiritual people. Don't you forget that. Whether you want to claim your African lineage or not, that's your business. That's a personal issue. I'm claiming mine. I love mine. I know my people from the Congo and the Dahomey in Western Africa, all the way to Haiti. That's where my ancestors came from. I'm watching these videos and people saying African Americans are not from Africa. We were already here. Yes, of course, Africans were here in America before the white man came here. Africans were everywhere. We were the naval superior people. We were always on the boats. We created the Navy. We were the first Marines. We were all over the world, dominating. That's why they keep us from ourselves in our history. They have to do that if they're going to win. You have to, as a narcissist, you have to dehumanize a people so you can make yourself seem superior. Downgrade them in the media. Get the people on the radio, on social media, the news network. Make sure people see them as less than, as savages, as poor, poverty. And then you offer a solution. Either extermination, expulsion, or castration. And several other ways. Just like the Nazis did under Hitler. And it wasn't just Hitler and the Nazis. Germany, not all Germany, but many or most of Germany were behind him. That's how they succeed. That's how Trump is succeeding. America is behind his bullshit. I would never threaten the president. I would never threaten anybody. So I'm careful with my words. I love living in America. I've been all around the world, not every country, but I've been way to London, Amsterdam, Denmark. I've been to Haiti. I've been to Jamaica, Bahamas. What else I've been to? Dominican Republic, and throughout America. I'm getting ready to travel soon as well. I'm well traveled. I'm well educated. I'm very deep down spiritual, brother. I love my community. I put in work for the children in this community. As a matter of fact, let me show you this shirt that I'm wearing right now before I go. My baby vomited on my shirt. So it has a little stain on it from earlier. You see what the shirt say? It says, crime prevention in the Black community, promoting positive solutions. And so this was regarding crime within the Black community. Now, I should have been wearing my shirt from my organization, which says Black on Black Love, because we hosted the Black on Black Crime Solutions panel in Florida, from Florida to Atlanta, for like 6 years straight. We stopped doing it after COVID and just the lack of support, little to no support from the Black community. A Haitian American was the founder of that, hosted that. And I had African Americans, other Haitians, and Jamaicans within the board of our organization, Courage to Believe International. I do this. I'm just not talking shit. And I've said enough. I said a mouthful. And I hope you guys support me. As I mentioned, my book, America's and France's 1,000-Year War Against Haiti, Assassination of a Nation. I do have receipts for everything that I'm talking about. The book is in the works. I'm still working on it. I'm actually waiting on some information, the Free Information Act. I'm waiting on some content from the government to release, to send to me, because there's some things I really want to express and teach. Because in order to free yourselves from this possession, to be exorcised from the spiritual, demonic spirits of these white supremacists like Trump and his forefathers, Thomas Jefferson, another one. We have to know who we are and where we come from and what has happened so we can move forward. Haiti can be great again. If America would get out of Haiti, leave us alone. They're in Haiti right now in the Black Waters, right now, with Eric Prince and his mercenaries, killing, raping, destroying our people. Yeah, the gangs are doing what they're doing, but you have to ask yourself, how did Haiti get to this? What happened? Could it have been the CIA funding paramilitary groups like FARC in Haiti? Supporting guns and weapons and food to Guy Felipe, Tonto Constant, individuals like that in Haiti, to try to kill and assassinate Jean-Bertrand Aristide, the first Democratic elected president who was not the puppet of America. If America would stop putting these puppet presidents in power and let a Haitian who love Haiti, Haiti for Haitians, who's going to stand in the paint and vote and do things and mobilize the country for Haiti and not for the corporations of America. Think about it. Haiti can be self-sufficient. Haiti's supposed to be surpass all the Caribbean islands. I don't give a damn if it's Bahamas. I don't give a damn if you know what I'm saying, Panama. Panama's not an island, but you know what I'm saying, Jamaica, Trinidad, any of them. Haiti's supposed to be surpassed all of them. Frederick Douglass even said that as well, back in 1893 in a speech in Chicago at the World Fair. Because we were the first. We had schools, theaters. We had our own ports. We were in control of our ports. And America continued to bully Haiti, try to steal the land. But back then, Haiti had its sovereignty. And the whole purpose of my book is to help Haiti gain its sovereignty. Because my heart pours out for the children of Haiti. If you think the adults are suffering, could you imagine how the children are suffering? This is far beyond just black on black crime. Because black on black crime does just take place in America. It goes on all around the world. And if you really look at it, the shadows behind the scene who's causing this friction between us is always white Americans. Or the white man. Could be white French, white Germans, white Russians. They're the secret hand that's pushing the buttons to make sure we are dysfunctional as we are. Why you think we big ups and watch and listen and dance to these ridiculous songs that does nothing but promote destruction of our community? Promoting our women, our black women, wherever they from, to sell their bodies on the streets. Or just at their home. Our queens are worth more than that. Our young kings are more than that. If Pooh Shiesty would have been thinking, and I know he has a brain, if he would have been thinking, he would have never robbed Gucci Man like that on camera and have them post what they stole and post it on social media right after. You just committed a kidnapping and ransom and God knows what else, and you're going to promote it online? African Americans, you have more to worry about than what Haitians are doing or not doing. Yes, this is your country, but best believe we put in work for this country to be what it is today. If no one else did it outside of those who are native born Americans, it was Haitians. No other country, not Italians, not Germans, not the Jewish. It were Haitians who came in and put in work, and we still putting in work. Y'all be blessed. I'm out.